welcome back to Wondertime. I'm Mr. Travis, and, well, normally I have a friend that helps me. I have a friend named Chester who normally helps me with story time, but I can't find him. He's becoming very unreliable. When I need him, I just can't ever find him. So we're just going to go on without Chester. We're going to talk about a letter. And today we're going to do a little letter, we're going to do a song, and we're also going to do a story. We're actually going to sing a story. But we're going to start, I've got this letter we're going to look at, and I've got here a can of alphabet soup. And in my can of alphabet soup, we have the letter, I have this letter, and it's got a curvy letter, and it makes this sound, it goes s, s, and there's the uppercase and the lowercase. And do you know what letter makes the sound? Yeah, it's the letter S. S. And you know, I know the sound. I know what it looks like. But for the life of me, I've been thinking, like, what words could start with the letter S? And I've been thinking, and I'm just not sure what starts with the letter S. What? That's weird. Something fell. I don't know where it came from, but look at this. It's a picture of something you wear on your feet, under your shoes there. Socks. Socks. Huh. Socks starts with the letter S. That's a great letter. Huh. I wonder where that could have come from. I have no idea, because it was just... Oh! Guys! Look! Something else fell from the sky. It's this. It starts with the letter... Does it start with the letter S? It's something it goes back and forth, and it cuts things, and it's called a saw. A saw. Does that start with the letter S? It does. Weird. Huh. Again, I wonder where that came from. I can't... Something else came. Something else fell. Look at this. It's another animal. It's an animal, and does it start with an S? It's called a seal. A seal. A seal does start with S. But again, where in the world would that have come from? I think I maybe know what's going on here. Look at this. I've got another word that starts with S. It's soup. It's soup. And actually, we're going to do a book about soup. And I've got another word that starts with S. It's S for silly, as in, silly Chester the chimpanzee. Oh, Chester, oh, you did have another word in there too. Oh, look at that, how pretty. It's a sunflower, sunflower. You are the ones that were dropping that, huh? Oh, you're a silly boy. You're a silly boy. Well, thank you. Thank you. He did end up helping me think of some words that started with S. So, we're going to do a song, and we're going to do a story about soup. All these things that start with the letter S. You ready to do that, Chester? Okay, let's start with our song. Mr. Rabbit, your coat is mighty gray. Yes, my friend, I like it that way. Every little soul must shine. Every little soul must shine. So Rabbit, Mr. Rabbit, your tail's mighty white. Better to see me in the cold dark night. Every little soul must shine. Every little soul must shine. Rabbit, Mr. Rabbit, your tail's mighty fluffy. Yes, my friend, I'm a cool little bunny, 'cause every little soul must shine. 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 we're going to do a story. We're going to do a book, but we're not actually, I'm not just going to read the book. We're going to sing a book, and we're going to act out the book and we're going to bring in some friends to help us. But this is something you can do at home with your grown-ups or your brothers and sisters, that sort of thing, where even if you've read a book a bunch of times, you can retell the book. We're even going to sing this book, but if you know a story, a great part of literacy and learning about how to read and learning about reading is understanding a story so you can tell it again in your own words. So this is something you can practice at home. You can, if you know a book really well, you can open up the pages and look at it. And even if you can't read the words, you can tell somebody what's going on. Or you could use a puppet or a stuffed animal and you can retell the story. And it's a great early literacy skill. It's a great way to start learning about reading, is just understanding the story, and even if you don't know it word for word. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do a book called A Soup Opera. And this is a book by Jim Gill. And again, we're not going to read the book per se, but we are going to act it out. And so here we go. We present, Puppet Theater presents A Soup Opera, based on a book by Jim Gill. A woman walked into the finest restaurant in the whole city and was seated at its finest table. Soon, a waiter appeared with a menu. I don't need a menu. Just tell me, what kind of soup are you serving today?
Well, we have the chef's specialty soup today. It is the most delicious, scrumptious onion soup.
Onion soup? That sounds delicious. I will take your largest bowl.
Right away, madame.
Onion soup, onion soup. Onion soup. Oh, well, thank you. Excuse me.
What seems to be the problem here?
And the woman replied, I can't eat the soup.
What did you say?
I can't eat the soup. The waiter scratched his head, thought for a moment, and said,
I'll have to go get the chef.
Sounds about right. I've never had such service.
I am the chef. What seems to be the problem here?
The problem is, I can't eat the soup.
What did you say?
I said, I can't eat this soup.
Well, I guess I have to go get the owner.
Yes, get the owner. He'll take care of this.
I am the owner, and what seems to be the problem here?
The problem is, I can't eat the soup.
What did you say?
I said, I can't eat this soup. So the policeman stroked his chin and thought for a moment and said,
I'll have to go get the mayor.
Quite right. I'll take this as high as it needs to go.
Hello, I am the mayor. What seems to be the problem here?
The problem here, as I have said many times before, I can't eat the soup.
What did you say?
I can't eat the soup. the mayor thought for a moment, pointed a finger in the air, and said,
I'll go get the President of the United States.
Finally this will get resolved. I've taken it as high as I can. The President will help me for sure. And the President of the United States walked into the restaurant.
I am the President of the United States. What seems to be the problem here?
Well, as I told the mayor and the owner and the chef and the waiter, I can't eat the soup.
What did you say?
I said I can't eat the soup. Well, the President stopped singing and simply asked one question.
Why can't you eat the soup, madame?
I cannot eat this soup because I don't have a spoon. Nobody gave me a spoon.
Oh, I'm very sorry about that.
You should be very sorry about that.
So sorry.
Can you tell somebody to get me a spoon?
I will do that
You know what? I can't wait anymore. All right, guys. Well, that was Wondertime this week. I want to thank my friend Chester here. Thank you, Chester, for helping us out. He brought us out our words today that start with the letter S. Remember, we talked about the letter S. S that makes the sound. And we did some things that started with S. We talked about a book called The Soup Opera. We did The Soup Opera. That's this book here by Jim Gill. It's a wonderful book. And we sang the book, which is another great S word, songs and singing. So that's a couple of things that we did today. Check out this Jim Gill book. It's wonderful. And again, singing, any type of singing, we've talked about that before, is a great early literacy skill. It teaches how to slow down and really accentuate your syllables. It helps kids and people and early readers that words are actually made up of smaller bits, letters and syllables. So singing is a good way to practice that. And again, we can retell our stories, or we can even tell stories by singing, or we don't necessarily have to read the book, we can tell a story. So again, thank you all for coming. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.